Welcome back. Time now is 6:43 in your Capitol Watch. Progressive candidates just pulled off a stunning sweep in New York's Democratic primaries. Voters ousted several establishment politicians in favor of Democratic socialists. The results are exposing growing divisions within the party. So let's go live from New York with Scripps News Group senior congressional correspondent Nate Reed. And Nate, what's the biggest fear right now for Democrats in November?
Well, Tony, look, if Democrats want to win back a majority in the House of Representatives and also possibly in the Senate, there's a lot of concern among the Democratic Party that they'll need all different types of candidates to do so. Now, here in New York, some of these districts are so heavily swung toward Democrats that really whoever wins the primary is going to go on to the general election. There's not a lot of concern there. We see the same thing with Republican districts across the country as well. Gerrymandered, if you will, leaning to one party. I mean, a lot of these districts that primaries happened in just earlier this week are heavily Democratic districts, but establishment Democrats suffered major losses here this past Tuesday, and ultimately a number of progressive Democrats, Democratic socialists, won those primaries. The concern here, and this is something that Democrats have been fretting about on Capitol Hill as we head into November, how could that affect some of the moderate Democrats, the moderate seats, those swing districts? You've got a lot of them in Colorado, which Democrats are going to need to win if they want to take back the House of Representatives in the midterm elections. There's concern that some of these moderate Democrats might be associated with some of the Democratic socialists who won, like here in New York, the chairman, by the way, of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, losing his race to a progressive insurgent Democratic socialist candidate endorsed by the New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani. A lot of concern among Democrats that could turn voters off, especially in those swing districts across the country. But Democrats on Capitol Hill are saying they just have to, square with this reality. Take a listen.
I think what people want to see is, while there may be personalities, I think what they want to see is policy.
Every one of these elections is going to have different consequences. And so, you've got to abide by what the people in New York has decided. That's a democracy.
I'll be speaking with Congressman Jeffries.
You heard from a progressive Democrat and an establishment Democrat. Clearly some different opinions there about the way to move forward. But again, a lot of questions going in November about whether those Democratic socialists could potentially become a campaign issue. Certainly Republicans, even yesterday, were trying to make it a big one on Capitol Hill.
Very interesting to follow. Thank you so much. That was